I gotta make adjustments.
We're going to feature Richie right now with a tune called They're Always in the Way. Both of them.
John, smile for the camera. I have been.
Lieutenant Mark Kumar with us. Make sure you smile when you see the camera pointing your direction. I got a feeling this video is going to be mostly of our superhero in here. He's in a lot of pictures like him.
Here we go. On three.
don't have none. But my girl, she has plenty enough for everyone. Opening time coming up. We'll send this to the folks preparing all that wonderful food we're enjoying tonight over there. Wonderful pierogies and gomkis and borscht. So there's still food available. So if you're hungry, don't go away hungry tonight. Here we go. Old Bedic time. One called the Marys Old Bedic.
Marish.
Masz drogi, ja nie mam morgi, więc zobaczę, jak miasta, pomorkie do ciasta. Maryna, chodźcie pierogi, masz drogi, ja nie mam wody, więc zobaczę, po studni, your pierogi and your goatee, it tastes good to me. Your roti, smaczne to good for me. Marina, I like your czarnina, raisins and kluski, it tastes good to me. Polska dobra zupa, Marina, czarnina. Marina, kiszka, kielbasa, łociuk, banana, dobra kolacja. Usasa, kierunek, kielbasa. Marina, I like your sweater. The tighter, the better. You got it together. Marina is dobra, Marina with la.
Well, hello to some people out there who are watching this set of the Maestro's Band here in College,
especially for Jerry out there who wanted to hear this song we did on our recordings called the Hardwood Polka, especially for Jerry.
Hello, Mary Ann Carlson in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hello, Henry Leonard. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Al Melitis in Rochester. Hello to you. Hello, Dennis Motika. Hello, Don Suwan Rogers in Park City, Utah.
There you go for Jerry Romanowski.
Hello, Mike Polisky. Thanks for joining us, everyone. So we're here in Cowes, New York at the Hrukus Halloween Polka Weekend, Day 2 with the Maestro's Band. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well out there on this Sunday.
Don't pay any attention to
October
your
22nd, 2023. Yeah, we're 9 days away from Halloween. It's coming up real fast. I'm doing very good out there, Al. Thanks for joining us, and they are sounding awesome as always. And thanks for asking, Al. Hope you're doing well as well, too. Hello, John and Diane Godas up in Canada, Burlington, Ontario. Thanks for joining us. Hope you are doing well out there. Thanks for tuning in, and good to see you on. Great job a month ago when we saw you in Cleveland at the Polish American Cultural Center. Dojinki. Hopefully we'll see you again along that Polka Road there, John, as well as your wife, Diane. You are doing well, and great to see you on. Hello, John Dallas out there. Thanks for joining us. And yes, Dennis Matika, your lyrics to the Obedic they played, yes, make for a really good time, yes. Hope everyone's doing well out there on this Sunday, October 22nd, 2023.
Rośnie trawka, zieleni się smokiem, a na trawce siedzi Maria ze swoim chłopakiem. Mama woła na córuniu, Mariszko da odejść. Oto ten czas, nic nie trudno, bywa nam bezwodzić. Oj córuniu, gdzie ty młodzisz, czego się zmieniła? Gdzie trenuszki cię prowadzą i coś tam robiła? Że późno bywała, były równego konania, tyś już zapomniała. Obchodzimy dziś wesele, pościelne oboje. Na weselu chłopcy grają, a na wszędzie zielonej często trawką, wesele, wesele. Chłopcy grają, dziewki śpiewają, na place zielonej. Jeszcze raz rana. La la la, la la la, la la la.
out there again, Sam Morozic. Thanks for joining us.
Coming up.
Hope you're doing well
And
out
we'd
there.
like to do a
Renee
new
Lynn
tune that
Robertson
Jimmy
out there in
Motica
Western
brought into
PA.
the band
Thanks for
right
joining
now.
us.
We'll feature
Hope
Jim
you're
on
doing
the
well out there.
vocals.
Hopefully see you along that
It's
polka road
called
out there in
Famous Last
Western
Words of a Fool.
PA at some point. Hopefully again along that polka road. And Debbie Casey out there, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. And I saw Bob Jamansky was on. Bob, good to see you on. Of course, he was the extraordinaire accordion player with the musical airs, Limelight, back in the day. Good to see you on, Bob. Hope you're doing well down there in Florida. Hopefully we'll see you along that polka road at some point. Great job on a lot of those recordings back in the day with the musical airs and Limelight. Hello, Rick and Jen Pianowski in Buffalo, New York. Thanks for joining us. Hello there, Mary Ellen. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there. To everyone out there that's joining us, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there.
Told her I wouldn't miss her at all as she walked to the door. I couldn't care less if she didn't care anymore. And with tears in my eyes, I lied, I was glad we were through. As she drove away crying at the famous last words of a fool. Famous last words of a fool. Famous last words of a fool. You won't break my heart, and I don't love you. Famous last words of a fool. First night without her would be easy, I kept telling myself. All the while dying at the thought of her lying somewhere else. There'll be nothing to it, I'll easily find someone new. As my breaking heart echoed the famous last words of a fool. Oh, famous last words of a fool. Famous last words of a fool. You won't break my heart, and I don't love you. Famous last words of a fool.
Yeah, hello, Joe and Jenny Romp out there in Ohio. Thanks for joining us. Yes, great tune that George Strait does on that, yes. Good to see you on, and hope to see you on that polka road at some point. Hello, Danny Roy out there in Western Massachusetts. Of course, he used to play in the
I love Green Woods.
the group back in the day, the
Is it getting older?
group in Western Massachusetts way back when. Polka Dots, that's the group.
Green Woods.
Good to see you on, Danny. Hope you're doing well out there, and hopefully see you along that polka road at some point out there in Western Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I saw WP Goonies on. WP, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well out there.
Ah, Found it again.
Zielono rąbany, pomóż mnie zostawić na szybko podany, pomóż mnie zostawić na szybko podany. Ciebie, temu co jest w niebie, za roczek za drugi, powrócę do ciebie, za roczek za drugi, powrócę do ciebie, a jak nie powrócę, listy będę pisał, ty będziesz płakała, ja nie będę słyszał, ty będziesz płakała, ja nie będę słyszał. Lodem Jasiu, ja za tobą wysło, powiadają ludzie, że ty porażniczą, powiadają ludzie, że ty porażniczą, bo daj mnie Bóg skara, ten co mieszka w niebie, jeśli porażniczą, jak nareszcie ciebie, jeśli porażniczą, jak nareszcie ciebie.
Hello, Frank Albert. Thanks for joining us. Hey, thought you were going to come this weekend to the Hrukus Hellraisers weekend, but I guess you got stuff going on, so good to see you on. Hopefully see you again at some point, maybe at one of these things when they have them up here in the capital region. But you take care. Have a great
$105 to the winner for this 50-50 drawing is
hello,
coming
Stan
up now.
Mahovyak out there in Michigan.
Joe's
Thanks
got
for
all the lucky
joining us.
tickets
Stan's
there.
got those great videos he does on
Pumpkin.
YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Stan. Hope you're doing well out there.
We
Hope
need
to
a
see you
draw.
on that Polka
Can
Road
can we have Jerry
at some point
maybe
real soon.
draw it? Jerry.
Okay.
All right, Jerry. Pull the winning ticket for $105. All right, here we go.
Wow, Dale, boy, Dale.
Numbers. It's 239.
Hello, Dale Boydale from the
6876.
Constantine All-Stars. Thanks for joining us, Dale.
239.
Hope you're doing well out there.
6876.
Great job with your performance last night with the CPA there for their anniversary dance. You take care, and hopefully we'll see you again along that Polka Road at some point, Dale, with the Constantine All-Stars. Or out in western New York somewhere at one of the dances.
Jerry, you got it?
Joe, you're not going to believe this. Everybody's yelling now. Everybody's
We
yelling.
were just talking about
Everybody's
the
yelling
50-50 drawing. We were just talking about it.
We got a winner.
Oh my
We got a
goodness.
winner. We got a winner. We got a winner.
You got it, Jerry? Wow. All right, we'll see you at the bar.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yep.
Wow, how about that, huh?
Wow!
You're gonna find out it's about 20 relatives that you never even knew existed.
Candy cigar.
What do you want to do, Jack? Oh, my God.
I'll go back to the bar and drink.
Hello, Nick Yash. Thanks for joining us, Nick. Great seeing you great talking to you in Cleveland out there while you were out there on your dad's phone. So hopefully we'll see you again out that way or with the beat along that Polka Road at some point. Annie Polisky in Buffalo, New York, thanks for joining us. Of course, I know she's here at the dance, Hannah Yash. And of course, great seeing you, of course, all weekend. And you probably know who won. We've got a winner, and that would be some senior dude. So there you go.
All right, we're going to do this once again, especially for the Pritko family who are recording the band. That's why we can't make mistakes. Probably going to be on Polish Newcastle this week too, right? I'll fix that. For the Kołodziejs also here with us as well.
Well, we hope everyone's doing well out there. On this Sunday, October 22nd, Hrukus Hellraisers Halloween Polka Weekend with the Maestro.
Szybko leci, nie czeka na nas, nie czeka na nas. Nie szanujmy się, kochani, szanujmy się wraz. Nie szanujmy się, kochani, szanujmy się wraz. Zaśpiewamy wszyscy razem, leci żona noc. I spotkajmy się nawzajem, dzisiaj jutro. I spotkajmy się nawzajem, dzisiaj jutro. Szybko leci, nie czeka na nas, nie czeka na nas. Szanujmy się, kochani, szanujmy się wraz. Szanujmy się, kochani, szanujmy się wraz. Zaśpiewamy wszyscy razem, dzieci żona noc, I spotkajmy się nawzajem, dzisiaj jutro wciąż. I spotkajmy się nawzajem, i już jutro wciąż.
The Polka Magic Radio Network is in the house. Christine and John Wisniewski. Christine and Lil Yash from the Polka Magic Radio crew is in the house. Thanks for joining us, Christine and Lil Yash. John, hope you are doing well out there in the Perth, New York area. Sorry you couldn't make it this weekend.
Are you
what a fun weekend we're having.
Okay, we're going to feature our great super band right now.
In the capital region or in the Mohawk Valley at some point again real soon, hopefully. And take care, and it's always a great show every week on Polish Newcastle Radio on WCSS and WKAJ Radio. Take care, Christine and Lil Yash. Have a great rest of the weekend and a great weekend.
Listen out to my best friend, Dania.
Hello, Jerome Mackey from the Golden Tones, the leader of the band. Thanks for joining us, Jerome. Hope you're doing well out there in McAdoo, Pennsylvania, as we're at the Hrukus Hellraisers Halloween Polka Weekend with the Maestro's Men. Day 2. This is the last day of the event. And, of course, great night last night with the boys. And more fun with the Maestro's Men.
A 1, 2, ready.
Have a great rest of your week and a great week ahead there, Jerome. Thanks for joining us as always. We will catch you guys again on that Polka Road. the gold zone.
Where it began, y'all can't begin to know it. Or here we are, still going on. Was in the spring, next spring became the summer. All right. You come on, rock and roll. And you see those hands, touching hands. Come on, yeah. Touching me, touching you. Let's go. Please, there alive. The times never seem so good.
Yesterday and last night.
It's actually me, Kevin. I'm just dressed up like this. I got y'all. Right.
Where's the mask?
I know, it's me! My superpower is making mistakes while I play.
I like your utility belt.
Well, it comes in handy on the cold days there, buddy.
Amen.
All right, let's do it.
And of course, this is the Hrukus Hellraisers Halloween Polka Weekend, Day 2 with the Maestro's Men here in Cohoes, New York. Of course, we had a blast last night, a fun night here with the boys, and we're having more fun today with the Maestro's Men. Dennis and all the guys in this super talented, awesome band, the Maestro's Men. We hope everyone's doing well out there on this Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. Hard to believe, 9 days till Halloween, and we are a month away from Thanksgiving. Wow, Thanksgiving. And then right after that, and once that ends, you know what that time means, holiday season, and time for Christmas and New Year's. Barbara, Maestro, Nick Master, sent there in the Binghamton, Johnson City, New York area. Thanks for joining us as always. Hope you're doing well and have a great rest of your week ahead. And it's a great show as always on 1067 there in the Binghamton area. And of course, Barb's got that great show she does that was on this morning from 7 to 10 p.m. on 10 a.m. I should say, not p.m. 7 to 10 a.m. on Cool 106.7. And of course, that's in the Binghamton, New York area. And if you're outside of the listening area, you can listen via coolesthits.com. And of course, she does have a podcast for her show. So if you miss any particular show for up to about 6, 7, 8 weeks, you can check it out on coolesthits.com/BarbMax Polka Time Podcast. And pick any particular show over the 6 to 8 weeks and listen and hear what she plays. She plays a nice, great mix of polkas, abetics, and waltzes, Polish, Slovenian, German, Czech. So give her a listen if you've never listened to her. She does a great show and has for so many years, going back to the 1960s with her dad, the late Bill Mack. So, Barb, great to see you on as always, and once again, great show as always.
You don't hear from her very often, but we're going to hear from her right now.
No, usually sit back here and mind my own business.
So especially all the ladies that are part of the committee, and the other ladies in the audience also. Here's one called I Like Loving You. Here we go.
One, two.
Hello, Red and Carol Wyman. Okay, Western Massachusetts. Yesterday and last night. Here at the dance recording of
the thought of you makes getting on our blues. Knowing you has given me another life to live, and all my needs have been replaced by you. I like holding you, I like squeezing you, I like having you around, I like teasing you, I like kissing you, and I like loving you. But most of all, I think that I like loving you. Hand in hand beneath the sun. Now I have a brand new feeling growing deep inside, and it's plain to see the best is yet to come. I like holding you, I like squeezing you, I like having you around, and I like teasing
missed any part of this or want to go back and watch it from the beginning, you can. And just an FYI, I do have it where you can watch it and rewind while it's live. So it's break time. They'll be back for one more set. So stick around, folks. Don't go anywhere. More music.
Here's truly the Maestro's Men. We're going to take a brief intermission, and we will be back right up until 6 p.m. So don't you dare go away. We thank everybody for coming out this afternoon to support the Halloween weekend for the Hrukus Hellraisers. We will be back shortly.